With many students feeling overwhelmed by the volume and pace of information, the question arises, how can we learn effectively in this environment? Anecdotal stories like Bruce Lee excelling under Yip Man, or Mozart under his father Leopold, imply that immediate personalized feedback is key to mastery. Modern research confirms this. Bloom's 2 Sigma study shows such tutoring can improve performance by 2 standard deviations, nearly 98% better performance. So the answer is clear, better tutelage. But how can we scale that without also overwhelming teaching staff?
This trimester, we explore how voice and multimodal AI might offer a solution. Given the rapid pace of AI development quickly outdating specific tools, our first major achievement is defining the core student needs. Understanding these fundamental needs helps students evaluate when to adopt new tools that better serve them. We established the following framework: exploit, making better use of knowledge we already have; explore, discovering and understanding new material efficiently; evaluate, objectively assessing our own work and comprehension.
Example 1, Notebook LM. Notebook LM is a free service from Google where you can upload notebooks, files, video links, YouTube links, or even web page links, and you will be able to have a conversational talk with a podcast-like environment about the files that you've uploaded, and it will ground the knowledge in those files. So to do this, we create a new notebook, and we can add sources straight away. So if I wanted to add a textbook that I have in a PDF file on my laptop, I can do that. It will upload that. If I wanted it to suggest different sources, I might say that what I wanted to get information about would be an introduction to AI. It will search online and give me a number of different sources for that. Let's say I only wanted a few of these. I could click and select them, import them. They will be imported over here in the sources, and this is what the chat will ground its knowledge in. We can over here generate a deep dive podcast on that chat. It will give some summaries and LLM text-based way to interact with your notes here, but because we're doing voice and multimodal, we'll concentrate on the audio part. This may take a while, so I'll speed this up. The option we want is for interactive mode, the beta. It might not be beta by the time you see it, but it's interactive mode. And then we play the podcast that's been generated from our materials.
It feels like just yesterday it was all sci-fi, right?
Totally. Purely theoretical almost.
But now, I mean, it's writing text that sounds human, creating these incredible images, even videos. It's moving so fast.
Oh, wait. Someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
Yeah. Hello. Hi, I'm just studying artificial intelligence right now, and I want to know, this information's all about the past, AI historically, but I want to know about the current state of AI. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, hey there, welcome. It's great you're joining us.
Absolutely, and that's a fantastic question.
You're right, we were starting with some of the foundational history.
But the current state of AI is definitely where a lot of the buzz is.
So right now, the field is experiencing what many are calling an AI boom.
Example 2, custom LMMs. Large multimodal models are able to help you engage with them in a more personalized way. I'll use an example of that here in this demonstration. The example will be, I will use the chatbot to evaluate what I'm trying to do, which is take a project I've worked on, a writing project called a report in this case, and try to align it better with the learning outcomes and the rubric of the university unit that I'm doing. So I create a project over here, and then I have the option to add personalized instructions. These are called system prompts. You can upload anything that you like in here. I've found these 3 things to be the most useful, but there's many more that I can and often do add. I give it its persona, which is it's a knowledgeable tutor, giving me immediate and personalized feedback to help me improve my grades as a university student. I give it the name of the files that I'm going to upload, and then I tell it to engage with me Socratically, which has been proven to draw the best out of me as a student for recall, participation, and engagement. So I upload those instructions and I make sure that they're in there, which they are, And then I go to the files and I add what I've called the learning outcomes for this unit, the report that I need help with, and the rubric. I upload those. I can then engage with the custom instructions and the files that I've uploaded in the way that I've asked the chatbot to. So I hit dictation down here. Hi, I've got a report that I've uploaded to you, and I want to make sure that it's in alignment with the rubric and the learning outcomes, which are two separate files that I've uploaded. Can you help me to do this? So now you can engage with it in this interactive voice function. Can you ask me a brief question about how one of the specific GLOs aligns with my report and just gauge my feedback on how well I have understood and achieved this in my report?
Perfect. Let's take GLO3, digital literacy, which includes selecting and using digital tools effectively and evaluating their reliability and security. In your report, you've compared LMMs across dimensions like context windows, multimodality, voice interface, and privacy. How clearly do you think you've shown why some tools are more appropriate for students than others? Not just in features, but in terms of safe, effective use in learning contexts.
I think that I've used my comparisons when I've taken each available AI tool that would fit a specific student need, the student needs being exploit their existing study materials, explore new study materials, and evaluate their own work relative to rubric and course learning outcomes. I've taken the available tools, compared them, and seen how they best fit those student needs, particularly with privacy and safety as a concerning factor, also with price and with conversational flow, as we have got going on right here as another primary concern. And I've compared these, found the best ones, and then set up a user's guide, which is this demonstration I'm doing now. Example 3, LLM mind map generation. Showing on screen now, we have the leading providers of LMMs, the Google's Gemini, ChatGPT. Will also demonstrate with SuperGrok and Anthropic's Claude. For this demonstration, what we want to do is be able to generate a visually engaging mind map for the attached file. We can attach any file with subject matter that we might like to put into a mind map, just to get a visual summary of what is in that file. We can get a text summary, but as a student, it's very often more engaging for you to see a visual demonstration and organization of those subjects. As you can see, generated by Gemini, a mind map has taken place where the text is largely nonsensical. Exploit X18 notes doesn't make any sense. ChatGPT makes a mind map where the text does make a lot of sense regarding the file that has been uploaded, which is good. SuperGrok does the same thing as Gemini. The text doesn't make much sense. And Claude does something different altogether, where it codes up an SVG. This is a mind map where each node has the text in it that makes sense with the file. It's a little bit crowded, but it's a better approach. Example 4, coding an app that does a mind map generation. If you wanted to make your own custom application with some of the functionality used by the LMMs, you can use an API key and go to Firebase, which is Google's application builder with generative AI. Use the API key to allow you to work with these large multimodal models in a way where you give text to the generative AI, and it will try to code you up an application. The text I gave, the prompt I gave, was to make a flashcard app that takes in text summary and creates an interactive mind map. one that has one image per node and a clickable drop-down function to show the content of the node. Each node must be an image and a title, and the image must relate to the title of the content of that node directly. The better you specify what you need here, the better the generative AI model has chance that it has to make you a good application. So this is the prompt I gave, and just to save you looking at all of the loading, this is the application that it came up with. It goes through all of these steps in the background of coding and downloading dependencies, doing all of the coding work that a developer would do, front end and back end. And this is the generative mind map that this Firebase has gotten. And if I just add in that text, you could add in any text there and click a generate mind map, because that's the functionality that we asked for. It will generate a mind map which is right here, and it will give you drop-down textual functions of each image, and this is just a more visual way to learn the content of text. Or the next functionality would be to add in a upload PDF or upload image to this section here, so that you didn't have to click and copy and paste text. But as you can see, it's fully functional. It does what you've asked it to do. This one hasn't worked, but as a one-shot prompt and execution of an application, it's a good example of what you can do. Example 5, screen share in real time. You can go to Google AI Studio and get help in real time by streaming your webcam or by sharing your screen, and the Gemini 2.0 Flash in this instance will be able to help you in real time via speech. I'll demonstrate the webcam. Hi, I'm a university student studying artificial intelligence. This is a collection of books that I found on my shelf about AI. Can you suggest which one would be the best for me to start reading to get a bit of a background? Also, which one might be the most user-friendly? Thanks.
Okay, based on the books in the video, here are some suggestions for getting started with AI, and also the most user-friendly. For a good foundation, Artificial Intelligence, A Modern Approach by Russell and Norvig is a comprehensive textbook. Understanding deep learning may be a more accessible starting point if you are interested in that specific area.
And on ChatGPT's iPhone version? Hi, I'm just wondering about this mind map. Could you tell me a little bit about it?
Sure. This mind map is all about time management. The central theme is time, and from that center, various branches represent different aspects of managing time effectively.
Okay, all right.
These branches...
Can you tell me which of these branches is most important as a university student?
As a university student, clarity is often the most important branch. Being clear about your goals, priorities, and deadlines helps you stay focused and make better use of your time. Once you have clarity, you can prioritize tasks, avoid distractions, and maintain a balanced schedule.
Yep, I'd agree with that. That's a good point. I'll have to incorporate clarity in my work going forward. Thank you.
You're welcome.
In conclusion, voice and multimodal AI tools offer unprecedented opportunities to address fundamental student learning needs. By leveraging AI, students can exploit personal knowledge bases, explore new materials through Socratic dialogue, and evaluate work against specific criteria, enabling personalized, immediate, and effective learning support previously only available through one-on-one mentorship. While OpenAI and Google lead in integrated voice multimodal interaction, the field is rapidly evolving. The key lies in matching the right tool and prompting strategy to the specific learning task, exploiting existing study materials, exploring new content, or evaluating completed work to transform the learning experience. Notably, this entire passage was generated using a cloned version of my own voice, demonstrating AI's impressive voice synthesis capabilities and hinting at its potential to revolutionize education and mentorship in the coming years.